Today, we're flying one of the internet's most divisive airlines. We'll get views of Thailand's stunning Gulf Islands, experience a small provincial airport, check out my favourite buy on board menu, and see if we survive a wobbly landing into Bangkok. Spoiler alert, we will. So, come along as we fly from Surat Thani, Thailand's gateway to the Gulf Islands, to the sprawling capital Bangkok, and find out how AirAsia are doing within Southeast Asia's fiercely competitive domestic aviation market in 2026. My day began in the small southern city of Surat Thani. It's not really on Thailand's main tourist trail. Most travellers just pass straight through, which is a bit of a shame because there's a great night market here and plenty of authentic Thai food to try. Hotels are also incredibly cheap, around half the price of what you'd pay in the main tourist hotspots. And getting to the airport is super easy. It's only about a 20-minute taxi ride costing roughly 300 baht or around $9. Surat Thani Airport is a small single terminal building with both arrivals and departures under one roof. The airport is mainly used by travellers heading to the Gulf Islands, that's Koh Samui, Koh Phangan and the much smaller Koh Tao, which we'll actually see from the air a bit later. As you might expect, it's got a much more chilled out atmosphere compared to Bangkok's Suvarnabhumi Airport. There's not a huge amount here, but you'll find a few shops on both levels, including a 7-Eleven on the arrival side, and honestly, is there anything better than a ham and cheese toastie from a Thai 7-Eleven? I don't think so. Let me know in the comments if you agree. Most of the flights from here are domestic, with airlines like AirAsia's main competitors Nok Air, Thai Lion and Thai Vietjet, all running routes mainly up to Bangkok. They all offer super cheap tickets. You'll also see more flights added during the high tourist season. If you want to know how much I paid for this flight, then stick around till the end. Check-in was quick and completely hassle-free, and there are also a number of self-service machines just to the left of the AirAsia check-in desks. Perfect if you're travelling without checked baggage. Now, cards on the table. I actually love AirAsia. I like the branding, I especially like the food, more on that later, and I've never personally had any major delays flying with them, but as I mentioned at the start of the video, they're one of those airlines people seem to either love or hate, maybe leaning slightly towards hate. From what I've seen, most of the complaints aren't actually about the flight itself, they're usually about the experience on the ground. Things like delays, cancellations, or when something goes wrong with baggage. That's where people seem to be getting frustrated. Now, to be fair, I've never really had to deal with AirAsia beyond check-in, so I can't speak from personal experience there. It's also worth mentioning that they're consistently rated as one of the world's top low-cost airlines in terms of safety, which definitely counts for a lot with most passengers. And here's our ride up to Bangkok today, a 12-year-old Airbus A320 with 180 seats in a standard 3-3 configuration. Boarding started a few minutes late, though we would end up arriving slightly early in the end. And here was my seat, 31F. I'm about 182 centimeters tall, so legroom was a bit on the tight side, but for a short flight like this, it was totally fine. As is often the case on budget airlines, overhead bin space was at a premium, but it wasn't an issue for me as I'd already paid the 600 baht additional fee for a checked bag. Here's today's route. After taking off from Surat Thani's single runway, we'll swing left and head north over the Gulf of Thailand before arriving into Bangkok's Don Mueang International Airport. Flight time today is around 55 minutes. was a beautiful day for flying, though a little cloudy in places. Pro tip: if you're heading north from Surat Thani, which you probably will be, a seat on the right-hand side of the plane will give you some great views of the Gulf Islands, weather permitting of course. Our route took us out over Koh Tao, and although my camera didn't quite pick it up, there were also views of Koh Phangan and Koh Samui further off in the distance. It's only a short flight, but on a clear day like today, this is definitely one of the more scenic routes you can take within Thailand. Less than 10 minutes after takeoff, the cabin crew began handing out pre-booked meals, which you can order through the AirAsia website. Unfortunately, only drinks and snacks seem to be available for purchase on board today. The car didn't reach my row until about 20 minutes before landing, so there wouldn't really have been time for a full meal, which was a bit of a shame as I'd actually skipped lunch in anticipation of trying the nasi lemak curry. Prices are pretty much in line with other budget airlines, with a meal deal setting you back around 200 baht or about $6. So if you do want a proper meal, it's definitely worth pre-ordering in advance. And just like that, we were descending into a slightly hazy Bangkok. It was a bit of a turbulent approach into Don Mueang today, at one point even drawing a few gasps from further up the cabin, though I've definitely experienced worse. What's the worst turbulence you've ever experienced? As I mentioned earlier, we arrived a few minutes ahead of schedule, so the price of today's ticket was 3,658 baht. That's about $111, booked just 2 days in advance, and including a 20-kilo checked bag. Cheaper fares are available on this route if you're willing to fly earlier in the morning. So based on today's flight, would I recommend AirAsia for domestic and regional travel? Absolutely. For such a short flight and low price, I don't think the bar is that high when it comes to onboard food and service, but for me, where AirAsia just edges out its rivals is the cabin crew, always smiling and really attentive. Let me know your favourite budget airline in the comments. Welcome to Bangkok. I'm off to grab a bowl of tom yum soup now. Thanks so much for coming along today. If you enjoyed the ride, please remember to like, comment and subscribe. Anything you can do is massively appreciated. See you next time.